Hello and thank you for joining us for another video as we look at the evidence that proves that we are in the last days. So let's look at 2 Timothy, where we launch out of. Now, as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith, but they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all, as theirs also was. As we have seen through these videos, the people of the last days will resist the truth, as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses. It also says they'll go no further, and their folly will be manifest, will be laid bare to all, as Jannes and Jambres also was. So what does that look like? As we look back at Exodus 7 for the pattern, it says, Then Pharaoh called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. That is what the people, that is what Jannes and Jambres and the magicians of Egypt did as they resisted Moses. So what will the people of the last days do as they resist the truth? They will follow the same pattern. We just saw that their end will be the same, that they shall proceed no further, that their folly shall be manifest unto all, as Jannes and Jambres also was. So they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. And in the last days, that is what we see. We live in the days of the casting down of rods. The people of these days, the magicians of the last days, have cast down their rods. They have produced a vine. They have resisted the truth. They have done in like manner with their enchantments, made a vine, live in the vine as the branches, and produce much fruit, but that fruit is poison. So following the pattern, it says, they shall proceed no further. Their folly shall be manifest unto all, as theirs also was. So as Jannes and Jambres also was. So how was their folly? How was Jannes and Jambres' madness, their mistake? How was that manifest? It says, For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. That is how Jannes and Jambres, that is how they were dealt with. That is how their folly was manifest. And that same thing will happen in the last days. That same pattern. Just as for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents, but Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. So this will happen in the last days, because it says their folly shall be manifest unto all, as theirs also was. But they do not resist in the last days. They do not resist Moses. They resist the truth. So in the pattern from Exodus, it said Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. But in the last days, they resist the truth. So following that same pattern, the truth will swallow up their rods. The truth, and the truth is Christ. Christ will swallow up their rods, will swallow up their serpents. And as time progresses, we will see it go to that. We are not at the end yet, but as we see this timeline move forward, it will follow the pattern set in the Word of God, and it will culminate. It will culminate in an event where Christ, the truth, will swallow up their rods, will swallow up that wicked. As we look at 2 Thessalonians, we see this. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So this is their madness completed. This is their folly laid bare, manifest unto all, as Jannes and Jambres also was. So as Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods back in Exodus, the Lord himself, when the Antichrist, that wicked, when he is revealed, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, just as it said he would, following that pattern. So we are moving forward into that. We are moving forward into these days. For right now, we are in the days, what I call the days of the casting down of rods. We have been in those days since the 1890s, it appears. At least there's a moment, 1893, where you see that they cast down their rods, and this moves forward quickly. And as we end today, we see that we are in the last days, because what they have done is built a vine. We have become the branches in that vine, and there is poison fruit upon that vine for all to see, testifying that we are in the last days. So thank you again for watching this video. Then you can see all of our videos on signofire.com, on yeshuaiscoming.com, and of course on this YouTube channel. So thank you.